Did you know that Genesis is growing 12 times faster than BMW? But hey, don't take my word for it. Let's take a look at the numbers together and understand why this is happening and why you should be considering Genesis as your next luxury vehicle. So let's start with the numbers. So in 2020, you can see here Genesis sold about 16,000 vehicles, whereas in 2024, they sold 75,000 vehicles. This is a 358% increase, almost 360%. And do note this huge jump from 20 to 21, 200% jump. That was due to GV70. We'll come back to that later. But as for BMW, you can see that they went from 280,000 vehicles in 2020 to 370,000 in 2024. That's a roughly 30% increase. So there you have it. Genesis grew by 360% while BMW grew by 30%, a whopping 12 times faster. And it's not slowing down either. In the first half of 2025, Genesis has grown by about 17%, while BMW has stayed flat. Now I know what some of you might be thinking, that hey, Genesis is a small brand, of course they'll grow faster. Except that's not always true. Because if that is true, then how do you explain Infiniti, who have actually slowed down by 15% in the same period? Or how do you explain Lincoln and Acura, which have had barely any growth? So Genesis is not winning because it's small. It's winning because of these 10 reasons. Number 1, the looks. I mean, come on, have you taken a look at these? I own a G70, like this one. And I'm not kidding, I'm not making it up. Some people have actually come up to me and asked me if I bought an Aston Martin. It looks that close to an Aston Martin. And, so what, they're copying Aston Martin, they're doing it well. Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, right? And I'm not kidding, sometimes when I see it in the right light, at the right place, I go weak in my knees, man. And again, don't take my word for it, because opinions can be subjective, but awards are not. The G70 sedan won 2019 Motor Trend Car of the Year. The GV70 won the 2022 SUV of the Year. Remember the one that caused 200% increase? That's this one. And the G90 took 2023 Car of the Year. No other car brand has so many awards. And forget the past, let's look at the future. The concept cars. These are the Genesis concept cars. And these are the BMW concept cars. Just look at the difference. Be honest, which one do you like more? Number 2, the features. Genesis always comes standard with more features than BMW. For example, in this 2024 GV70, wireless charging is standard. But you have to pay extra to get the same feature in the 2024 BMW X3. And it's not just about the quantity of features, it's about the quality of it, how well they're executed. For example, in this 100,000 plus BMW iX, the way to precondition car is something like this. You just go on the app, you click on the fan button, preconditioning starts. Now notice, there are no way to select any preset to adjust the seat temperature, to adjust the cabin temperature, any of the options related to climate. And instead it takes ages to take effect. Now contrast it with how Genesis does it in their cheapest car, which is the G70. You go on the app again, you select the remote control start button, but now you get here presets which you can rename, and you can select in each preset what cabin temperature you want, what kind of steering temperature you want, what heat temperature you want, what seat temperature you want, whether you want to do the defrosting on and off on front, rear, and also the outside rear door mirrors. I mean, this is what it should be. And you can set multiple presets like this. So you see now how Genesis is winning the feature war. Number 3, quality. The thing German brands pride themselves on. Well, Genesis beat them in that too. It has been winning the best Quality Award by JD Power Initial Quality Studies. Number 1 from 2017 to 2020 and then top 3 ever since then. And for Technological Index, it has been the best since 2021. This is a Korean brand that's been independent for less than a decade, beating century-old German engineering on quality. Number 4, warranty. Let's talk about confidence in your product. Genesis offers 10 years and 100,000 miles powertrain warranty, whereas BMW offers 4 years and 60,000 miles. So when the warranty of BMW owners expires at year 4, Genesis owners still have 6 more years left. Think about that. Number 5, referral bonus. Yes, you heard that right. BMW doesn't have a referral bonus, but Genesis rewards you for referring friends. Isn't that crazy? Speaking of rewards, let's talk about the price rewards you get. So let's compare the 2026 BMW X3, which starts at 63,000, with the 26 GV70, which starts at 60,000. So that's 3,000 cheaper even for the base trim. And then when we add on the goodies, let's see what happens. So here I'm going to add the leather, the best leather it has, little bit of trim, and then we are going to add all the different packages it has. The premium package, it makes you add all of these and pay extra for all of these. Is there still something left? Okay, so all of the options are in now, and let's see how much damage that did. Now it's at 82,500. Now let's go to Genesis. The Genesis equivalent top of the line with all of the options added, and when I say options, it has Napa leather. So that is at 73,000, about 10,000 cheaper than BMW. You can buy a second car in that much money. Number 7, the interest rates. Genesis interest rates are always cheaper than BMW. So for Genesis, you can see that the interest rate is 4.9%. Whereas for BMW, you can see that the finance rate here is 6.99%. That's a 2% increase. So basically, Genesis pays for 2 nice dinners at a restaurant per month. Number 8, service. Genesis offers complimentary 5-year scheduled maintenance. That is 5 years or 100,000 kilometers. Whereas BMW, well, first off, it's pretty hard to find what they offer. And when you do find it, you see that they offer 3 years or 60,000 kilometers. So there you go. You get free service for 2 additional years at Genesis. And that's not even the best part. The best part is that they offer at-home valet service. What that means is they will send someone at your home to pick up your cars for service, and they will drop a very nice Genesis service loaner car for you to use while your car is being serviced. And all this free of charge. My Genesis is going for service in a month, so I'll tell you the experience there. Number 9, and this is one of my favorites, the 5-star dealership experience. BMW dealerships are nice, but Genesis takes it to a whole new level. Every time I walk into a Genesis dealership, I feel like a millionaire instantly. Because they have built their dealerships to create a 5-star luxury experience at every touch point. Like these customization cubes where guests can finalize the finish of their vehicles, or this delivery bay for an enhanced experience of picking up the vehicle itself. And this is not a Starbucks, but is the dealership lounge area with 6 different type of coffee options and multiple snacks based on the time of the day. Well done, Genesis. And number 10 is where Genesis is the undisputed king today, the luxury. You feel special in a BMW, but you feel like pure royalty in a Genesis. Edmunds, one of the most trusted automotive reviewers, said this about Genesis. Genesis hasn't just studied the competition, it's outluxed all of them. Now obviously we can't finish this video without talking about the drive comparison. Now Genesis is not actually beating BMW here, but they're matching them, which in itself is a victory, no? Because we're talking about the driving experience of BMW. BMW Blog, a website dedicated to BMW enthusiasts by BMW enthusiasts, itself says that Genesis is the only crossover to consider buying over the X3 M40i. When hardcore BMW fans admit this, it's gotta be something good. But Genesis is facing some serious growing pains from that 360% growth. The biggest one is customer service satisfaction. In JD Power Customer Service Index studies, BMW is somewhere in the middle, but Genesis is almost at the bottom. And when it comes to premium cars, BMW is in top 3, but Genesis is dead last. The same goes for premium SUVs. BMW is somewhere in the middle, but Genesis again dead last. Their 60 US dealerships are overwhelmed to service their 75,000 customers. Recent customer surveys show the service wait times going up to 2+ weeks. That valet service often unavailable. So Genesis built incredible cars, but they're struggling to service them well. If they can fix that, then it's game on BMW, which is good for us customers because competition is always good for consumers. That's all for today. Tell me in the comments if you like this analysis and if you want to see more analysis like these. And if you're considering Genesis now for your next luxury vehicle, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss my next video.